hit the record button just in case somebody wanted to re-listen to it. And I just texted Vince. I'll repeat, the information I already gave. I'm working on the guidelines right now. The good news is the broker was able to get, for all locations, it's going to be the same premiums for the IMED for the vision, MetLife for the dental, DPPO, which is nice. Those are all in the database already. The group's going to say, and I'm wondering if that's, hold on one second, you guys, that's Vince calling in on the line.
Okay.
Very.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I got disconnected, and I apparently forgot to copy Vince on the invite.
I'm here now.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Hey, is everybody here? Sorry, guys. It's my case. You think I wouldn't be 10 minutes late? Is everybody already here?
I know
We're all
Patrick
waiting
was
on you,
here. Susie's here. Mona's here. I think Nicole's here. We don't have Rodney on, I think, and we don't have Deborah Lynn.
She's not here? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go with what we've got, and then I'll contact those guys a little bit later. Hey, first of all, thanks for showing up on the call, you guys. Sorry about me being late. Wanted to talk to you real quick about how this thing is playing out and what our responsibilities are going to be and what we're going to be able to do and what we're not going to be able to do. I don't know if Ronnie has shared any information with you just quite yet. So that's my first thing. Ronnie, have you talked to him about anything yet?
Very little, so just go with what you were going to go with.
Yeah. So you guys, this is a group of about, well, when it's all said and done, it's going to be a little over 1,000 employees. It is a group of about 18 different car lots, and what we have assumed this year, you guys, with regards to a case. First of all, we've got great conditions, mandatory one-on-ones, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're actively marketing that for us. What the challenges we're going to have is we are a part of a company that is going through some really big growing pains. They continue to get bigger, and they're operating a lot of these car dealerships independently. When I say that, independently with regards to their benefits. So there's some things that I really just kind of a higher overview want to talk to you about to make sure that everything's successful with regards to how the account's going to be enrolled and what it's going to take to be an effective enroller in the account. So we've got probably, and Ronnie, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, we probably have at least 6 different medical plans, and depending on the locations where you're going to be at will be a particular offering. So everybody's going to have to, and I'm going to be at most all of the places. So I'm going to be working in conjunction with you and helping you out to make sure that we're doing the correct plans the correct way. One of the biggest things we'll hear in tomorrow night's call from the Vice President of Human Resources and Hub International is we are on a data collecting mission for them. They do have payroll systems, but they've got about 6 or 7 of them going at the same time. So one of the reasons that we're doing this also, besides enrolling their benefits and explaining things for them, is we are going to be collecting a lot of data and a lot of data on dependents. I think we all know that, you know, people come in to sit down in front of you guys and do you have the socials on your kids, and they're going to say no and things of that nature. So we're going to do the best that we can to capture as much data as possible, which tells me to have to advise you guys, be very careful on collecting that data, and let's make sure we take our time in collecting that data, you know, for them. Stuff that we already do naturally, it's not a big deal, but I'm just telling you, this is a really, really big function on this particular account. You're probably going to experience last minute stuff with regards to the plans. For example, I think I was sharing this with Mona a little bit earlier today. We still don't have the actual medical plans for the Las Vegas locations. And those Las Vegas locations are going to be going from a PEO into the Cardinale Auto Group. The employees are going to know when we get there. They know we're coming for an open enrollment, but we might not even be doing the medical insurance at that time and have to circle back around, but we'll be enrolling all the other benefits. Alan, are you on the phone?
Alan's not here.
He's not? That's too bad.
No. I'm recording it just in case.
Okay, thank you. So when we start on Wednesday, there's going to be particular things that we're going to have to do in Harmony that you're normally not going to have to do. And the reason that's the case is because the account, because of being independently operated and now coming together, didn't qualify for a lot of things on the medical side that they hoped that they had qualified for in the large group offering for medical insurance. So we're going to be doing site-specific things at site-specific locations, and we need to make sure that we're on top of our JOB with regards to that, and we need to monitor our emails, and I'll be helping you along the way with that. So with that said, Ronnie, if you want to talk to them a little bit about some of those complexities that we're going to be facing at Harmony and how it's going to lay out.
Yes, I did mention it briefly. As far as the benefits go and the plans that are being offered, the good news is for the MetLife Dental, DPPO, and the Vision by IMED, all the locations will have the same offerings and the same rates. That's already built out in Harmony for you guys. They're also offering an FSA, and the only location that right now is not eligible for the FSA is the Arizona location. That might change. We'll add that later. As far as the medical goes, here's where it gets a little bit complex. I'll start with Corona. Corona will have 4 different plan options because we're getting everything at the last minute and other locations might have different offerings. We're going to go ahead and just build it out for you guys to be able to manually input the employee premium in there. So the database will have employee plus spouse and or domestic partner, child 1, child 2, child 3. So each one would have to be enrolled. I will create a cheat sheet on an Excel format for each location and list out each plan for each location. So for Corona, you'll have one for Corona and you'll have all 4 different plans with the amounts. Now the amounts, I'm also going to be doing 2 columns for you as well. Since you're going to have to input it and it's going to be by pay period. All the accounts have 2 billing control numbers with 2 deduction frequencies. One is 24 semi-monthly, the other is 26 bi-weekly. So for those spreadsheets that I'm going to create, I'll have 2 columns, one for 24 and one for 26. So all you have to do is scroll over to the correct one and then just manually type it in. So hopefully that'll make it easy for you guys. And yeah, I think that's it for right now. Like I said, as things are moving, I'll get more information. Oh, for the Kaiser, because it's an HMO, and typically I know we collect primary care providers. We're not going to be able to do that since we are doing the manual rate input. So the best thing to do is, if they already have somebody selected, it should stay, but anything new, just let them know we're going to auto-select it. And on the back end, they could always call in and, change their provider if they need to.
So you'll be provided, besides our typical McCary District enrollment guide, you will also have access to the guides that are specific to the areas in which you are going to be enrolling at. For example, Corona has a different benefits guide than, say, the Monterey area and the Monterey locations that we'll be doing in week 2 in the San Luis Obispo locations. So again, it's really important that we're taking our time with regards to data entry, we're taking our time with regards to product offering, and we're taking our time on making sure that at the conclusion of when you're putting somebody in, for example, let me go back where I was going to conclude it. When you're putting somebody in, you guys, now Ronnie, correct me if I'm wrong, prior to, and remember, we're working off of a database that was not developed by us. It was developed by another colonial organization, but it had a default to it. So when putting in the actual employee in the location, you got to put in the correct location. And then also when you're sending business, you got to make sure that your business is sent from the correct location. And we're going to be sending business in, on this case, not on Fridays, but when we're finished with a location, then we're sending all that business in and we're making sure that it's being done correctly, because we have to make sure that the billing on the backside is built to the correct billing area. Mm-hmm. Next year with this group, we're going to be doing, and then probably by February of 18, we're going to be using Kronos admin system on it. So all this complexity and weirdness is going to go away, but it's just not going to go away till after this enrollment. So in order for us to be efficient, in order for you guys to be efficient, I want to make sure you kind of understood kind of what the message is going to be on our side in this data collection, and then we'll talk about product on the next subject. So is there any questions with regards to what Ronnie was saying on how, or have you ever been in an enrollment like that? I know Rod and Susie have, but Mona and Nicole, have you guys ever been around those kind of, where you're manually putting in rates?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. All the time, Vince. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, Vince, if I may. So you want us to, so that the data collection sounds like it's a big deal. So you want us to say, like, okay, we're from Essential Benefits, we're the enrollment company, and, you know, if they say, well, everybody has, HR has all this information, so the reason we're doing it is because, what would you like us to say?
Because HR doesn't have the information.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the problem, Susie. That's a good question. So what we want to do is we want to tell folks that we, and Mona and Nicole, you don't have to go this route at all. We can say we're Colonial, you know, even though we brand ourselves as Essential Benefits, we can say, hey, we're Colonial, we're a large enrollment company, and what we're doing, we're collecting all the data on you today, and it's really important that we do that. And you guys know from being, you know, everybody on the call has been around a lot of years, so this is just telling you what kind of a case you're going to get yourself into before we talk to tomorrow night's call with the broker and the HR person. But what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that we're accurate with as accurate as we possibly can be. You know, nobody's going to sit there and get crucified for not having little Billy's social security number, but we're at least going to get dependent information that they'll be able to put into Kronos a little bit later on. So yes, Susie, to answer your question, it is a big deal. But also, you guys, it's nothing more than what you guys already know how to do. I just don't want you to have to, when we do our call tomorrow night, it's all going to be about, maybe the first set of plans, and we're going to be on the fly, you guys. That's why I'm going to all these locations, and that's why I want to make sure you guys understood that's what we're up against in this particular case. And I will bop into a little bit of the product offering. The product offering on our side, you guys, is pretty darn rich. So what happened prior to us was they just threw every product out there. So every product that you can think of except for whole life. I think it's except for whole life. Is that correct, Ronnie? I think we have one.
I think it even had whole life. Hang on a second. And let me see. Yep. They offered everything, even dental.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was offered. It's just a matter of if you want me to pull our dental, since they offer the new MetLife dental. So you'll just need to let me know if you want me to keep ours or not.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep our dental plan, and it needs to be explained as a supplement to, in addition to. So my point of the matter is, you guys, are I'm a little concerned about, and again, this is also coming last minute. From our side, because getting signatures from the group was not an easy task. But we're going to be offering the group term life as well. We'll be getting that squared away. We'll be getting it squared away tomorrow as far as benefit amounts. But there'll be some GI limits that Ronnie will have in the enrollment guide. And then, excuse me, guys, trying to shut that off real quick. There'll be some GI limits that we'll explain to you, and those GI limits are not going to change when we go to different locations. This is our offering. So
yeah, the Colonial is going to be the same throughout, which is going to be nice.
Right. Well, that's going to be easy. But there's participation limits that we have to have. So when it comes down to benefit menu, they'll have a basic life from MetLife of was it 10, 25, and 50, depending on their classification, and that's
correct.
That's another issue. If we're adding somebody, there's going to be 3 classifications that Ronnie will talk about in a little bit. But the participation on the group term life, we need about 100 people signing up, and I know you guys will do it. But again, it'll be offered right after the core benefits, so it'll be the next thing up on the screen. But we need to get that successfully done because the account is asking us to. So just another part of our sales strategy that I'll reiterate when I'm out there with you guys, making sure that you remember.
Okay. Oh, Vince, I'm just going to add to help minimize any errors. Some of the defaults that were in there from last year I've removed, and any pay frequencies that don't apply have been removed. So it's only the 24 or 26, and I didn't default it either way. So you'll be forced to choose, which will be good because you'll find out from the employee on the spot, and hopefully they know how they get paid, and you can put it in there. In addition to that, sometimes they don't know. In addition to that, the original build out was a little strange, and some of the names are very similar. And I mean, real similar. And I could see somebody accidentally clicking the wrong BCN number because it's so similar. So what I did is, on the enrollment guidelines, I created a cheat sheet with the name, what the name is in harmony, and the associated BCN number. Because what they put in there, I could only edit so much of it. Some of it was like permanently fixed in there with the home office, and I couldn't change. So what I did try to do is, if I saw something that I couldn't change, I put down what it is and what it's associated to. So there, hopefully that'll eliminate some of the guesswork. So you look at your cheat sheet, it's right on the guidelines. It says the master group number. It has the list of BCN numbers and the names that are attached. So when you go to do your sales summary at the end of that location, you're going to choose Corona 26 or Corona 24, because there's only 2 options at the Corona location.
Okay. Ronnie, I missed an important part, evidently. I did not
Okay.
even realize this was a rework. Is this the second year? I thought it was a new group. So that's just,
It depends on the location.
oh, okay.
A lot of the California locations, Corona being one of them, is a rework. Arizona is new. Las Vegas is new. I think, is San Luis Obispo new, Vince?
It's not new, but there's about 3 locations up in Northern California. These guys have a computer company, you guys, on top of car lots. And what they do in this computer company is they develop software for car dealerships. That has never been seen. The executive folks have never been seen. There's a couple of them, and there's not that much premium in the account, you guys, because they just didn't get to see everybody in the account. So we can call it a half a rework or something.
Yeah, and it's new for us.
Let me ask you a question. If we're now offering group term life, that meant probably term life was in there already. If somebody has it, can they keep it? Will they still be payroll deducted for it, or what's happening?
Everything will stay the same, Susie. Whatever they got is what they've got. So let me give you guys.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you another scenario since we have Nicole, Mona, and yourself on the phone. So when we go rolling into Las Vegas, and the PEO company has not been noticed that they're out, and we're enrolling these things, and we might be enrolling no plans as far as that is concerned. You guys are going to be only given, and let me clarify, the PEO offers Colonial. So there are about 13 people out of 125 that have got a Colonial policy. We can't call home office and talk to them about it because we don't have socials. We're not going to call, and this is for Nicole and Mona to keep a tight lip on it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're not going to call the Las Vegas agents, tip our hand because the account asks us not to do so. Not that I don't want to work with the Las Vegas folks. I'm just telling you that I was asked by the accountant, just don't say a word till we give them notice. What I don't like about the account, you guys, is we're going over there on the 8th and the 9th of November, and that PEO contract is not up until the 1st of the year. So we're going to be enrolling benefits for these guys that aren't even going to be effective until 1/1, and it might confuse them. So I'm going to have to adhere to your guys' expertise and making sure they understand, making sure you have all the tools that you need available. I mean, all we're going to have is Colonial Accident and $22. We're not going to know who it's covering, what it's doing for those folks that haven't done it. So the general manager in that location is a very cooperative and good man from what I've been told. So I'm looking to, get him on the morale side so we can effectively enroll these guys in their future benefits. And that's, when I say future benefits, it'll be everything with the exception of medical, and that's not even the case. We might even, on Wednesday night when Susie and you're in Corona, we might be getting in the medical plans and rates for a Thursday enrollment. So, or we might be there Thursday and then Friday we get the rates. I'm just not sure how it's going to go out. And this is no reflection on the broker, and this is no reflection on anybody else but the account and how dysfunctional the account really is. And that's what they did, you guys, is they brought in an HR person because they got that big without a vice president of human resources or anybody else that does human resources. They're a company that has immense growing pains, and they haven't professionally got it together in the benefits department. And we're going to help them get it together, which will help us all out.
Vince, I'm sorry, it's Susie again. I don't you said something about, well, if you tell them it's an accident plan and it's $22 and that's all we're saying. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about if a guy comes to you and you're going to have a payroll record in this particular account, Susie. It's going to be something you've never seen before, right?
Oh, and that he already has.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, I got you. I understand.
So it's going to be a real iffy deal, but it's also going to be a good deal for us with regards to enrolling future stuff for folks. So I'm just hoping that the Las Vegas location goes better than what we have received so far. That's why I want to do an extra call with you guys to let everybody know kind of what we're all about. I don't want to be doing this at the dealership. I want to be going, hey, look, I got this. And that way we can get them effectively enrolled. I know we're going to be able to do vision. We're going to be able to do dental. We're going to be able to do FSA, the colonial stuff. And I just hope we can finish up with medical as well.
Can somebody mute their phone? I don't know who's I can barely hear you.
Yeah, it's getting a little. There you go.
Thank you.
So guys, week 2, when we're off over in Monterey, we will have by that time, we'll have all the medical stuff it's available to us. There will be a full-blown core enrollment. There's not a whole lot of colonial in there. In the entire group, there's only about $75,000 of premium. And as you guys know, take a 1,000-man group, and we should be sitting at 300,000. So there's a lot of folks you're going to be seeing. I know you're going to do the right job. There is one gentleman up in Monterey that already tried to say he wasn't going to do mandatory one-on-ones at his dealership. He's been corrected with that, but he also talked about overselling and pushy selling. So culturally, we got to break that with them. We have to, be the top-notch benefit educators that I know that we all are, but we've got to come across that right way because they're stereotyping us already. Just in one dealership, that one dealership's got 100 employees. So when they're doing their management meetings, I'm sure he's hyping up, and I'll let you guys all know because you guys are all going to be there. So just the things we have to do this year to make this account successful and make sure you guys are writing some premium. They wanted me to go to Arizona and not sell any colonial and just take data, and I said no. So that kind of shows you a culture. That kind of shows you the ignorance, and we're turning that around, you guys, to make sure that if I'm sitting you guys in front of people, we're gonna be successful on just delivering the message. You're going to hear some messages tomorrow from the HR lady about how she wants things to be done, and she's going to be at most of the locations. So we're all going to be one big happy family running around. Do you guys have any questions with regards to all that?
No. We just need to do a good job and don't be pushy and make them happy with us.
With what we have in front of us, and then let me help out with the morale. Let me help out with all the other stuff as you're seeing bodies. I just want you guys to see bodies, and then I'll be coming at you. Mona remembers this from a long time ago, huh, Mona?
Yes, I do.
So,
yes, I do.
So on the week of the 27th, guys, it's still out. I know if you guys have other commitments, I completely understand. But the week of the 27th, we'll have the two San Luis Obispo locations to see. The general manager over there is absolutely excited about showing up. They love Colonial. They want to see Colonial. They want to see their new package. But they are in the middle of purchasing 2 additional dealerships that are right around the block. So I'll be monitoring that as we're up in Monterey, and if it turns out there's going to be, but it just might be that week that there's additional work in that area for another 125 employees. It's another Chevy and Mercedes-Benz dealership. But I just wanted to get that out to you guys now so you can listen to the call tomorrow so we can get to work and get the good job I know we're going to do. Ronnie, you have any other comments or anything you want to add about Harmony?
Not right now. I'll know a little bit more tomorrow, and we'll get at least some temporary guidelines out to everybody. Just know I might be updating as we go.
Yeah. So anything from you guys?
It's pretty clear, Vince. not to worry. We'll work together, so we'll make it work.
I know, but just you guys, I don't like this disorganization. It's not how the McCary district works, man. So anyway,
I know, but we'll be okay. We'll handle. We've had worse.
I think we've all been there. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. Not to worry.
Okay,
I mean, there are challenges. It's a new group. That's what there are some challenges, but it's okay.
Well, then we're going to be doing perpetuals. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. And when they roll this over into their Kronos enrollment platform, payroll / do everything program, we'll do some training on those kind of things, and then we'll also dispatch you guys out to go do those new employees as well. So because they're going to rely on us for that for at least 2 years. So.
Oh, wonderful. That's good.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions or anything? So tomorrow night, you guys, Ronnie's already put that out there. That's why that was the number I called. I was all by myself. It was kind of funny.
Vince, did you get the invite for tomorrow's?
I do have the invite for tomorrow.
Okay.
I do have that. That's the one I was calling on. Let me think. For those folks that are not on the call, Ronnie, you going to send the link out to them so they can listen to it?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay. So you guys, really, thank you for tonight. I just wanted to be just straight up because that's kind of how I like to work. It isn't rosy, it isn't perfect, and that's why I rely on you guys. I really appreciate your efforts, and let's go out and make this thing right. Because if we do that, this HR lady is quite a powerful person around the state of California. That's for sure.
It sounds good.
If nobody has any other comments, man, let's have a good night. And
thank you, Vince.
All right. You guys all have
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ronnie.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good night.